Not know you had a slice of the Napa Valley Winery here in Modesto. That's the kind of lighting that this is. I hope you understand that and appreciate it. Because you are in Modesto. But you forget that when you walk into this Garden of Eden of an open mic. Just looking at this lighting. This is a beautiful, beautiful place. I'm a little nervous right now. There are a lot of attractive people here. I got to picture you with your clothes on. Getting a little scared. I got a DJ over here. This is awesome, man. I'm going to ask you to play a beat later. Be on point. That's all I'm saying. All right, thank you. Thank you. All right, he's got a Niners hat. I'm saying, first off, let's get the introductions out of the way. My name is Mean Dave, okay? Let's not get it twisted. It is just a nickname. It is short for Meaningful David. Oh, he's right. That's right. So if you got any ideas after the show about what I should change my name to, if you don't think I'm mean enough, my mom did not have sex with a suggestion box 36 years ago and lie about who my father was. If I look like a suggestion box, that's just coincidence. You can keep that stuff to yourselves. I'm just saying, let me make my point here. Going into comedy with the name Mean Dave makes about as much sense as being a real estate agent named Homeless Jim. Which, coincidentally, sir, is my real estate agent name for those of you looking to downgrade from a home or an apartment into a cardboard box after the show. I do see a lot of teenagers here. This is frightening to me, because I am in my 30s, and I don't like committing felonies anywhere near y'all. I get accused of looking like a lot of different things. The list goes on. What is it? Jesus, Manson, Rasputin, Von Soundgarden, Jimmy Smits with long hair and a beard, Osama Bin Laden's courier in Zero Dark 30, Mexican Silent Bob when I got a backwards hat on, a.k.a. Roberto de Silencio y Hermano Mexicano de Alman the Third. That's my full name. Realistically speaking. All right. Who's keeping up? Any of you guys keeping up? All right. There's a lot of coffee here. This is way too sober an experience for me right now. Okay? I don't want to talk about specific drugs here, so I'm going to relabel some drugs for you guys. There's some kids here. I saw a kid here earlier during the rap, where the guys were rapping, staring at their feet, by the way. When you rap, just a little word to the wise, look at the audience with a little sense of conviction. That's all I'm saying. I don't care how bad your raps are. It's like I'm rapping at my feet. You can't rap at your feet. It doesn't work. It's like if I tell jokes looking at my feet. Just as my feet are not, they're not a good audience. That's all I'm saying. You guys are a better audience. I stare at you in the eyes. All right? Modesto. This is Modesto. I have been here to Modesto. My parents used to take me to the old Holiday Inn, which is now the Clarion. We used to come here for vacations. When I was a kid, which tells you how poor my parents were as kids, being Modesto. I've been here before. I actually don't like to call Modesto Modesto. I call it Modexico. Because more of Mexico moved up here than it's in Mexico these days in some areas, and that's coming from a Mexican. I'm just saying. I'm telling you, you gotta really watch it out here with the. I'm gonna relabel a drug that rhymes with propane. Let's just call it gummy bears, okay? Now, I had to watch the alcohol in gummy bears. I had to cut it out of my diet because I had to babysit my 5-year-old nephew, okay? And it's not what you're thinking. It's not like I was trying to set a good example. My nephew's only 5 years old. He can't handle his alcohol and gummy bears enough to keep up with his Uncle Dave. Alright? I don't know if you ever party with 5-year-olds, but they party like little girls. I'm just saying, They're always crying like, I don't want another line of gummy bears, Uncle Dave. It's bedtime. I got school tomorrow. Kindergarten. And I was like, well, that's fair, little man. That's fair. But your mom, my sister's going to be home in a half hour. Uncle Day is high as a kite off these bears, son. There's a pile of them left. That stuff's expensive, and if you want Uncle Dave to sneak you free Cokes at the titty bar next week, I suggest you get to work, son. Those gummy bears are not snorting themselves anytime soon. Now, for those of you who are parents, I know there's a lot of parents here. I know what some of you might be thinking. I am available to babysit. It's just I'm a little expensive because you got to buy the gummy bears. I'm not supplying your kid's drug habit, okay? That's all I'm saying. You're the bad parent. Right on. There we go. A little comedy. Oh, not at all, man. I love noise during my... I just did comedy by a freeway by 99 earlier today. This is a blast. I got people paying attention. Look at this. I usually do a lot of comedy in dive bars and laundromats. Okay, so this is great to be in a place that just has nice lighting. You know, with stage lighting, with all that. I'm just saying, you can't really take comedy for granted because a lot of open mic entertainment. Open mic entertainers are kind of like the Jehovah's Witnesses of entertainment when you think about it. Because, you know, that joke goes knock knock, no one wants to answer the door. Open mic entertainer. Come back when you got some chops and some, you know, come back when you're good. That's really what it is, you know. Because I don't do comedy at open mics for the laughter. I do comedy for the peace and quiet after my jokes. That's what I do it for. Because, you know, you can't go to the libraries and get this level of peace and quiet. And you kids know what I'm talking about because you guys are having sex in all the aisles. There's no books left in the library you guys are reading. You got your smartphones. You go to the libraries for one reason. Because your parents are home. Alright, I got some chuckles out of that. Right on. Nice loose wave of chuckles. I'm just saying, you gotta watch it with that stuff because I'm telling you, people play pranks when you pass out around them, okay? Especially when you're a guy like me. Okay, I look like trouble. I look like the guy your parents warned you not to hang out around. This is a very sober place, okay? I don't know exactly, you know, what kind of crowd I'm dealing with here, if there's any evangelical folks in there or whatever. I'm just saying, being a guy who gets accused of looking like Jesus, you gotta watch who you pass out around because people will play pranks on you. Okay? They might do a classic, like they might draw a penis on your face. Okay? Just saying. They might even dare to take one out and take a picture of your passed out face in a look of pleasure while you're passed out, post it on Facebook. Tag you in it. I wish I had more friends like that. Because my friends thought it was funny when I passed out to bury me alive in Jerusalem. Which, when you look like one of the most famous dudes who came back to life in that part of the world, it freaks people the hell out when they see you digging yourself up at 3 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon, okay? They don't know whether to stone you or shoot you, depending on their level of access to technology, is all I'm saying. So you gotta watch it out there when you pass out in Jerusalem. You guys are kind of keeping up. Nice. All right, man. You guys had your coffee. This is good. My jokes ain't that good. I agree with you. All right. I'm a critic. I'm an honest critic, all right? Comedy is just, you know, everybody's a critic these days. My mom's a critic of my comedy. She always talks a lot of smack to me. She says I shouldn't have became a comedian. She doesn't think I'm that funny. She said I should have gone with my strengths. I should have became a serial killer. She says, you look like Mexican Manson. At least you could have started a gothic mariachi cover band of Marilyn Manson tunes. Some of the translations hold up. If you hold it, you know, La Gente Bonita, hi, you know, I'm just saying. If you guys know your Marilyn Manson translations. But I'm saying that she goes on to list serial killers like they have role model qualities that I should be following. This is the mother I have. She goes, well, let's look at the facts. If you're a little more like Ted Bundy, he was popular with the ladies. Maybe I'd have a grandson by now, you know. She attacks my masculinity. I'm like, that's fair. She goes, well, let's look at the quality of your comedy. John Wayne Gacy, if you know about him, he used to dress up as a clown and he could amuse his victims long enough to kill them. I don't think your comedy can hold that level of focus, son. Yeah, that's mom. That's mom right there. So I said, that's fair. And then she goes, well, let's just look at the hardcore economics. Comedy is not paying the bills right now. If you were a little more like Jeffrey Dahmer, at least you would be eating. Yeah, my mom's a hack comedian too. That's what I'm saying, you know. And that's when I stand up for myself. And I tell my mom, you know what, you need to shut the hell up because you're dead, Mom. I should not be hearing your voice in my head anymore. Doctors told me not to listen to you when I'm off my meds. She'll always be chiming back with something cheap, like, well, a good son would dig up his mother and wear her skin in the full moonlight. And I'm like, you know what, Mom? I don't fall for that twice. I fell for it once. You know, that's, you know, skin don't hold up. So I'm just saying, folks, you gotta watch it. You know, you gotta watch it. You gotta, you know, check your egos at the door. Moms ain't all that good when you're in your head, and you know, all that kind of. Everybody assumes I'm a metalhead too these days. This is really just a shell of my former self from my 20s. I'm in my 30s and I'm lazy. Okay. My mom even said I look like I should be a serial killer. A lot of people in these comedy shows also like to make the comment that I look like some kind of a rapist. Bull dookie. And I'm going to tell you why. If you take a good hard look at me, underneath all this hair is a lazy man. I don't have the time, the patience, nor the energy to rape or serial kill any of you. barely have enough energy to have consensual sex most of the time. That's what I'm saying, you know? I prefer my sex the same way as I look at sports. I like to watch professionals do it better on television. You know, I'm saying, less injuries, man. I mean, you know, it's easier. I can, you know, do other things. So, it's practical. Anyways, what I'm saying, you know, you got your Niners hat. I mentioned the Niners earlier. I gotta wrap this up, probably, because, you know, am I right? Queen Bee and all that stuff. Get up for K Sizzle, though, for hosting this stuff and not having the cops show up like the last time I did one of these shows. Because this guy, after doing a show where he knows damn well that live music in this area has to be done by 10 o'clock, he had a show with live music after 10 o'clock. Now, when he had me penciled in, it said 10:30 flute player, 10:35 Mean Dave. Okay? Well, he might as well have penciled in 10:35. I'm going to get a noise citation for having it, and then you, Mean Dave, you're going to go on after the cops show up, and you're going to get to roast the show while the cops are there. So, and I did a pretty good job, too. I think I got a good 7 minutes. Yeah, good. And then I guilted him for some gas money, which made me the first ever paid comedian at a K-Sizzle show, I found out later. That's right, $7. This man is good. Alright? Sizzles. So, but I'm telling you, people think I'm a metalhead these days, and I'm not. I gave up metal. I listen strictly to pop music, like some of you. I'm now down with just your Carly Rae Jepsen, your Taylor Swift, what else is it? Lady Gaga. There's some other good ones. There's if I feel gangster, I'll throw on Kendrick Lamar because he's skinny. That's pop music. That's not gangster. You know, I'll listen to some. But my favorite right now is Kesha. Okay, and it's namely because she has this song, you know, "We Die Young," right? And the thing is I'd rather listen to pop music these days rather than metal because all of pop music plays the satanic messages forwards. I don't have time to be taking metal and playing it backwards, recording that stuff in order to hear what Satan has to say. I would rather listen to Kesha play that more efficiently forwards in a song called "We Die Young," where in that song, she seduces a young man who comes to a club or a party with a girl, his girlfriend. She seduces him away from it to go have unprotected sex with her, and then die young, presumably from all the STDs that she's collected in this whorish process of hers. Hence the title of the song, "We Die Young." Now, I get accused of, because I'm a metalhead, people tell me, "Oh, me and Dave, well, you know, you listen to bands like Judas Priest, okay? They cause kids to shoot up schools." And I said, "That's bull. Marilyn Manson was the band that caused kids to shoot up schools, okay? Judas Priest caused kids to shoot themselves." And I wish more kids these days would be listening to Judas Priest. I think that's my overall point, as me and Dave. First name me and last name Dave. I'm just saying, you know, because then I wouldn't have to hear such horrible music like Kesha's in saying "We Die Young." That's my point. It's kind of like trying to ask for people to pick up their dog doo-doo. You know, I'm just saying so I don't step in it. You know, it's culturally speaking, Kesha is the dog doo-doo that your generation has created. All right? Pick up after your dogs. That's all I'm saying, young kids. All right? And stop looking at your feet when you're rapping, okay? Grow some showmanship. My name is Mean Dave, and I have done gummy bears off of porn stars and strippers' chests and buttocks before. Does not bother me that it's only when they are on the covers of Playboy, Buttman, or Hustler magazine, folks, because I am broke, okay? So feel free, if you enjoyed my set, feel free to tip me like a stripper, okay? I have no problem with you throwing dollar bills at me. Make it rain over Mean Dave. Make it rain, huh? Can you make what?
Make it hail.
Can I make it inhale? You know what? I'm half deaf like K-Sizzle over here. Because I don't know. You are half deaf, aren't you? I can tell. No, because I have friends that are half deaf and they're just like K-Sizzle. They're always like, huh? What? Huh? What? Huh? You guys have been a great audience. Thank you for staring at me. This is K-Sizzle. My name's Mean Dave. F off. And you can find me on Facebook making trouble all the time.
Mean Dave, you guys. Mean Dave. All right, man. We have come to the conclusion of our show. But I'd like for you guys to sing along with us.